Hey y'all, welcome back to another Life Along 280 in Chelsea. I'm Jacob Williams, and today I'm here at Ingadi Flower Farm with Rebecca. It's so great to be here. Thank you for letting us come by and check the place out.
Awesome. Thank you all for coming by. This is great.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to ask you a couple questions. So number one is, what do you do? And what do you bring to the community of Chelsea?
Awesome. Okay, so I am a flower farmer. So I don't necessarily grow flowers for people to put in the ground. I grow cut flowers. So that's where it started. And then, so our passion is to bring flowers and that joy to the community that flowers bring. But more than that, the fact that it's grown in American soil. A lot of people don't realize that about 80% of cut flowers come from overseas.
Wow.
So.
Okay, very interesting. It is definitely a plus to have a community kind of rally around. There's so many people I see here on Flower Stand Fridays that stop by and buy flowers. And it's such a good idea, in my opinion. There's nothing like this around Chelsea, really in the Birmingham area, in my opinion. So I really love coming here and getting some flowers. What's kind of the inspiration that started the whole thing?
Okay, so my husband and I actually were living in Brazil.
Okay.
And then we came back from Brazil in 2018, and I wanted to find a job that I enjoyed. So I have a Master Gardener certificate, and I've enjoyed gardening my whole entire life. And I love working with kids. I also actually have a master's in educational leadership. So with that, we ended up working at a children's home in the garden program. And part of it was that one of the donors, their main thing was to have a cut flower farm.
Okay.
And so I learned how to do cut flowers, and I loved it.
Yeah.
So that's where the whole flower farming thing came in. And then long story short, we decided to make this our career, turn it into a day job.
Yeah, absolutely. So does Ingadi offer any classes or anything of that nature for an individual who comes and wants to kind of learn about cut flowers and whatnot?
Right, so we do offer several classes. There's so many. I am going to start with this. Last year we were actually doing some free classes for homeschoolers, and we had a community garden for homeschoolers here. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to continue that, but there are some paid classes, and so I do a flower arranging class at the Shelby County Arts Council.
Okay.
So I partnered with them, and we do some beginner classes and then intermediate flower arranging classes there.
Very nice.
I also offer some different classes on the farm, like how to garden. So I did that in March. And I also do how to grow a cut flower farm, usually in the fall.
Awesome.
Jacob, welcome to my flower field. This is my summer flower field. So I grow different flowers and foliage. A lot of people don't realize that it's not just flowers, but foliage as well, to add to my bouquets or arrangements that I do.
So how many different types of flowers are you growing in summer?
Boy, that's a good question. Okay, I'm gonna start with this. I know for sure I grow over 60 varieties of different things, but for the summer, it's probably about half of that.
Okay.
So half of it is in spring, and then half of it is summer and fall.
Awesome. So what are these right here?
These are zinnias, or as they say in the South, sorry folks, zinnias.
Zinnias.
Yes. And so those are some really fun flowers that the folks here really love.
Yeah. Is there a flower that y'all grow that is your most popular?
Definitely the zinnia.
Zinnia,
yeah.
Okay.
And then sunflowers are great as well. Right now they're in process of opening up, so they're not quite ready yet.
Yeah.
I will say this, I think what's fun about it is that there are flowers here that people have never seen in a grocery store or at a florist.
Right.
Because they are grown here in the United States. I could go into length on that, but it's a lot of information, so just know.
One of the best things about getting the local flowers is that usually they're always different.
Yes.
You know, you go to the grocery store, you're going to get the same bouquet pretty much every time.
Right.
And it's really nice to have something original to give, especially my girlfriend or my mom.
Sure.
So I appreciate that, and I'm sure other local Chelseans do too.
Yes.
So.
Yes, I love it. It's just fun. So, for example, this is Gomphrena. It's also called Globe Amaranth, and it comes in different colors.
It's super vibrant.
Yes. This is also a favorite because it will last. That color will last forever. You can dry this flower.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and that's stuff that you can teach in some of your classes that you offer.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very neat.
Yeah, I've got some classes that are just like a simple class. My fall class that I do for Cutting Garden is more in depth. We go and learning about soil. We learn about insects. We learn about the best time to plant, how to start your seeds, all that information.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, you can look. You can see that there's all kinds of things. This is a celosia, and celosia has different forms. This is a spicata, celosia spicata. This specific variety is a flamingo purple spicata.
Well, it's definitely unique. Definitely different than what you always see. So
exactly.
You have a beautiful place here with all. How long does it usually take for it to kind of get this full? When do you start?
Good question. Okay, so I actually start before I can plant out.
Okay.
So I start, and I'm a little bit different than most flower farmers. I was just talking to one yesterday, but I start everything from seed.
Okay.
Many flower farmers get their plants as seedlings and then plant them into the ground. So that's something a little bit unique.
Right.
Is I start everything from a seed, a tuber, a cutting,
right,
and then grow it. But I start it before I can actually get them into the ground, so I can get something going, get it into the ground, and then I try to have some really good flowers and foliage for like Mother's Day or before that.
Yeah. So, well, I'll have to say, is there anything that, I should say this, is there one flower that is your favorite flower?
Okay. Yes, but unfortunately we're not growing it right now.
Okay.
There's actually two that are really one of my two most favorite flowers, but the peonies are one of my favorite flowers. So those are perennials, and it takes about 3 years before I can actually start cutting them.
Oh, wow.
So this following season, we are going to have long stem peonies on the farm, and so I'm so excited about that. And then the second flower is called an anemone.
Okay.
And it's actually used in bridal bouquets a lot. So, and those can start as early as December and sometimes go all the way through June. So flower farming is weather dependent. It's seasonal. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So right now in July, and you're moving into August, what is, you know, the number one flower, best flower to grow right now for the weather? Is there one? Right. It just depends.
So again, here's another thing I'm going to throw into this mix. So because of our region, we are a zone 8, 8A/B. We are what's called warm season growers. So our season is a little bit different than the northern part of the United States.
Okay.
We have a longer growing season, which means we can grow more, possibly even different varieties than some of the other parts of the United States.
Okay.
So like zinnias would go for a long time. So all of these flowers that you see here, they will continue into the fall up into the first frost. Okay.
Well, very cool. So if you come by on Highway 39, check out Ingadi Flower Farm. There's a flower stand here from 4 to 7 p.m. on every Friday. Just be sure to slow down because there's a curve over here, so we don't want to hit anybody. But thank y'all so much. Thank you for letting us come out here and get some information about it and share it to the public.
Yeah, thank you.